So if we look at the text, it kind of says that the Beat Generation, a literary subculture movement, featured in works such as So and So, was characterized by its blank, the traditional values of the 1950s. So from the first sentence, although we could not anticipate the word in the blank, but at least we would understand that it is trying to talk about a feature or a character of the Beat Generation, right? Some feature or some character
Yeah.
characterized by,
Yeah.
yeah. Then if we look at the second sentence, it says very clearly, the movement's central message of non-conformity
Yeah.
would be criticized by American literary critic who believed that the Beat Generation's lack of attention to the politics of individualism undermined the movement's goals. So if you look at the second sentence, so what is the central message of the movement? The Beat Generation movement is non-conformity. And what is non-conformity? Non-conformity is you're not conforming to, you're not
So,
adhering to, or yeah, you're not following or you're not abiding by the traditional values, right? And then it says that, this central message of non-conformity is criticized by the American literary critic M because they feel that this kind, the central goal is non-conformity. So if they are not paying attention or if they are not paying heed to the politics of individualism, then they will be dwarfing or they will be ignoring or they will be neglecting the movement's goals, right?
yeah. Who, ma'am? Like, who will be?
Beat Generation, the American literary critic are
Okay.
criticizing. American literary critic is criticizing, and Beat Generation, which is a movement, and the central message of that movement is non-conformity. So if the
Okay.
Beat Generation is not paying attention or paying heed to the politics of individualism, okay, then they will
Yeah.
be dwarfing or they will be ignoring and neglecting the movement's goals. Make sense now?
Okay.
Got it, right?
Yeah.
Non-conformity and this one? Yeah, perfect. So here the
Yeah.
most important lead words or the lead phrases is central message of non-conformity. So the Beat Generation as
Okay.
a movement had the central message or the objective of non-conformity, which is not adhering to or not abiding by the traditional values. So what should be the anticipated
Okay.
word in the blank with reference to central message of non-conformity? So what
Mm.
was the character or what was the feature of the movement?
Mm.
What was the character of the Beat Generation movement? Non-conformity, right? Characterized by non-conformity.
Yeah.
If the central message is
Ma'am, it's the
non-conformity,
central.
yeah, central message is non-conformity. So this has to be non-conformity. Make sense?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Which means not abiding by or not adhering to the traditional values. So now if you look at the
Yeah.
answer choices, which one should be the answer?
Mm. Ma'am, what is decision?
Dissension is, again, you are not abiding by it. You're holding or
Okay.
expressing opinions which are in contrast to the commonly held views.
Okay.
Okay, so
What
contrast,
is the options?
contrasting or contradicting.
Like, what is options?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is option C?
Adherence to. Adherence to is, you are abiding by. You're following. Deference to is again submitting.
Okay. Okay.
Submitting or submission to something. And gratitude is, of course, abiding by. When you're grateful, that means
Yeah.
you're conforming to
No, it is.
something. So the answer should be
Yeah. A.
perfect. The answer should be a dissension from. Got it?
Mm.
Now, this is a typical question,
Yeah.
where there is a lot of extra information.
Yeah.
If you kind of, go through the text, you will see that there is a lot of extra information, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the extra
Yeah.
information that did not make much of a difference with your answer? What is that extra information or unnecessary information? This one, lack of attention, which was actually confusing you, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? It was because of this last part where they wrote that the American literary critic, criticized and all. That is why you got confused. But otherwise,
Yeah.
when we answered the question, the anticipated word asked about the feature or characteristic of the Beat Generation movement. And it was very clear from this part only, central message of non-conformity. Right? But the moment, you came to the last part or the last part of the idea, which is this lack of attention, you were confused. So you have to be
Yeah.
very, very, very careful, when you're working on SAT English text, especially words in context. They'll give you a lot of information, which is basically not at all necessary, just to confuse you. Giving you very lengthy text,
Okay.
kind of putting you or exposing to a lot of information, sometimes which may not be necessary in answering the question. Make sense, Laukia?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
All right.